Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I promised you a video this evening, so this is what we're doing. We are learning about crop ratios. And so I had this pair of Van shoes in a person's feet. And so here's the picture, and we're going to crop it 4 different ways. So to go to the crop tool, you click here, or you click on the C for crop. And under aspect ratio here, there are 5 basic ratios. 1 by 1, 4 by 5, 5 by 7, 2 by 3, and 16:9. So these are what we're going to use. So first thing you need to determine is how do you think you're going to want to crop this image? Well, first of all, I have this terribly crooked background um, line right here, this gray line from the wall. So I'm going to go up here to the straighten tool right here. I'm going to click on that straighten tool, and I'm going to grab this line and I'm going to drag it straight along there. And now, wow, it's straight. So good job for me. I'm also going to make sure before I start to turn off delete cropped pixels because I want to keep them. I'm going to hit enter so I can kind of see what it looks like straight. And so here are my 5 ratios. So the first one I'm going to use is square. Now it still has all the data outside. And the square ratio, I kind of move it around a little bit. And maybe I don't want to go above the edge, but maybe something like that. I kind of like that. You got the name kind of in the rule of thirds here. I'm going to hit the check mark, and it is going to give me square. Now you could do other things to it if you want. You can play with some of the image edits here. But for now, my next step is to export this picture. I am going to export it to a size that is appropriate for Canvas. So I'm going to go here to File, Export, Save for Web. File, Export, Save for Web. Click there, and you're going to get a dialog box. It doesn't matter what size the preview is. It could be 100%, it could be 500%, it could be 25%. What's important is preset here. And this is very important. Make sure this is JPEG high. Yours probably does not right now. And then down here, whatever your longer edge is, make it say 1600. Now for our photo, it's the same exact size because it's a 1 by 1. So when I change 1 to 16 by 100, the other one should change to 1600 too. That's kind of weird that it's 1 pixel off, but that's okay. Then hit save. As soon as you hit save, figure out where you're going to save that image. If this is a 1 by 1, I'm going to call it 11. If I were to put a colon in between for 1 by 1, then what happens is the file structure won't work because a colon cannot be in a file name. Same with a period. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. Okay, so then I'm going to go back to my crop tool. And remember, we kept all that data out there, right? Because we have turned off delete cropped pixels. So 4 by 5 is the next one. I kind of want a rectangular, a horizontal 4 by 5. So I'm going to either click on this button right here, the arrows, or I'm going to hit the X key on the keyboard. And let's see, I kind of want to fill the frame with a shoe. The shoe's the bomb right here. Oh, kind of like that. So then I'm going to go back up to File, Export, Save for Web. I am going to make sure that my longer edge, in this case my width, W, is 1600. So whatever number is longer, save it. Once I save that, this one's going to be my 4 by 5, so I'm just going to call it 45. And I'm going to hit save. Good stuff. Okay, so then I'm going to hit crop tool again. And I'm going to do 5 by 7. And maybe my 5 by 7 will be a little creative with it. Maybe I just kind of want to get in here. Actually, I want to do it across. I think it'll look cool. Let's just do this right here. Real tight in there like this. Doo, 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 doo. Maybe I like that. I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe I think it sucks. I don't know what I think. I don't know. It's up to you guys. You decide. You make a decision. Export. Save for web. I hope I'm not going too fast for you. Make sure that your width. Okay, so my width here is under 1500, so I am a little small. It's going to be okay for this one, I think. Just leave it alone. Don't even change it. It's a little smaller than I'd like it to be. Be careful of these numbers. Something smaller than 1600 is not high resolution. So crop ratio is 5:7. I'm going to go ahead and save it. So the next one, what do I have? The next one I have is 2:3. I'm going to go back out. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Command minus. And let's see here. 2:3. I like 2:3. That's what our cameras do at school, is 2:3. Maybe I just want kind of more of a tradition, full shoe picture. I'm going to drag my edges, get in close, give it a little bit of room to breathe around the shoe, and there we go. So then I'm going to go to File, Export Save for Web. The shortcut keys are actually Command Option Shift S if you are a shortcut person like I am. Then my longer edge, 1600, save. This is my 2:3. I'm going to call it 23. I'm still saving in that same folder. Next one, 16:9. 16:9 is like my letterbox, my like wider screen. Kind of like this. Right about there is nice. I like that. So then I'm going to go to Save for Web. The preset is stays in there, but you decide your size right here. This is your export size. Okay, so 16:9. Make sure it says JPEG at the end. If it doesn't, that might be a problem later, so just make sure. Okay, so I've saved all 5 of those, and I do believe that I have a test folder right here. Look, here's my folder. There's my 1:1, and there's my 2:3, and my 4:5, 5:7, and my 16:9. That's the first half of what you're doing, guys. Go back over here to Photoshop. Always make sure that you save the original so you don't lose it. I'm just going to call original shoe. I'm going to keep it in that. I don't want it in that same folder, though, for the next step. I want it in a different folder, so I'm going to get that out of that folder. So now I have just those 5 pictures. I'm going to go to File, Automate, Contact Sheet 2. Okay, you're not turning 5 images in. You are turning in 1 contact sheet. I'm going to show you what it looks like in a second. So I'm going to choose my folder right here. So your 5 images have to be inside of a folder. I've already done that for you in my sample test folder. You call shoe folder, put it in your documents or your picture file. So I'm going to go choose that folder under desktop, I think, or I'm sorry, documents, test folder, and I'm going to hit open. Okay, there it is. So 8:10. It's a nice size resolution. So what am I doing? Columns. How many columns do I want? There are 5 pictures. So we could do, let's see, 3:2, 3:2. I don't know. 3:2 might be okay. Leave everything else the same and hit OK. And it's going to think for a second. It's going to do some stuff. Look at this. Amazing. So I'm still in the crop tool. That's why you have this weird crop. If I get out of there, there you go. That looks pretty good. Okay, it's spread out because it's trying to fill up the whole document. So once you have this and you have something that looks like this, remember I forgot to put the .jpeg here. That's why it only says 2:3, which is 2:3, and that's fine as long as you have them labeled in some manner. Okay, they have to be labeled with your ratio, so I know which is which. And you choose which way you crop. So like the 1x1, if you want to crop in and just get that red logo off of the rubber on the sole, you can. So now you're going to go ahead and you're going to export the contact sheet. That's what this is. For the web, you are going to take your height and you're going to make it 1600. So I can see it on my Canvas screen. You're going to hit save. You can still save it back in the test folder and you can call it your last name, photo, or feet, or shoes, feet, contact sheet. Oh, I misspelled it. So, and then save it. And guess what? That is the image that you are going to submit. You are submitting one contact sheet with one picture of shoes cropped 5 different ways.